Well, it's Easter and now it's school holidays all wrapped up into one. So we're on a slightly go slow at the moment with McBLOG. But I did want to just talk to you about the Forum on the Family, which is coming up at the end of June. And I wanted to give you 3 great reasons that you need to attend this conference. Let's check it out. So last year was a pretty amazing forum. We held it in September. We had to delay it because of COVID and the lockdowns, and we weren't sure whether we could get a crowd in the same building. But by September we were, and as you can see, we had a great crowd. Had between 700 and 800 people at the one-day conference. And we're now planning for this year's conference, and it's at the end of June. And before I give you the full details, it's in Auckland, June 29th, 30th. There we are. There's a bit of details. But I want to give you 3 great reasons that you need to attend. Here's the first one. It's Walt Hire. Walt Hire is a detransitioner. He has been to the forum before, and I was recently at a conference in Charleston in the United States and actually had the chance to spend a couple of days with Walt and his wife Casey and got the chance to speak to Walt. As you can see, we're very good friends, have a bit of a chuckle, but this is the chat that we had. So this is my good friend Walt. Walt, good to be here in, where are we? South Carolina?
Yeah, we're in South Carolina, Charleston.
But you're actually from
North Carolina, not far from here.
Okay, so the last time we let you in the country was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and you're dared to have me back.
I know, I can't believe it. But it's important because this whole gender ideology is taking root in our society and especially amongst our young people. So we need you back. What's going to be your message, especially to parents who are really panicking about this issue?
Yeah, I really want parents to understand that these young people are getting caught up in this ideology primarily from a social contagion, or it's happening on the internet. And many of them that aren't really struggling with gender identity issues, they're just struggling to be who the Lord has made them. And we need to encourage them and affirm them in how God made them and designed them to be, so that they can live out their life without being harmed by hormones and surgery.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're bringing your wife Casey along, so that'll make it much nicer for us hosting you, and we're looking forward to having you in New Zealand at the end of June. So start packing your bags.
All right, I will. Thanks so much for inviting me back. You have a lot of guts.
Right, there we are. So yeah, we are looking forward to having Walt Hire back, and if you want to check out his website, it's sexchangeregret.com. He's doing an amazing work. So that's the first reason. Second reason, you should be at the Forum on the Family, 29th and 30th of June. A bit more detail to come on that. But it's to hear Lila Rose. And I think most people will know who Lila Rose is. When I was flying back from Charleston, which is a long way to travel, I actually stopped off in Orange County in California and was able to go and visit Lila in her offices, and she was doing some filming at the time. And we had a very quick chat about the fact that she was going to be speaking at our conference. Have a watch. Hi everyone, I'm with Lila Rose and we're in California. Where are we, Lila?
California, that's
California.
right. Yes.
I mean, who wants to live in California? It's got to be...
Hopefully everyone, although I don't know, New Zealand's pretty beautiful, so...
Yeah, but I'm sort of thinking of the whole pro-death...
It is rough out here. We've got a lot of work to do.
So Lila, you're speaking at our Forum on the Family, which is coming up, and you're going to be challenging us. What do you think? What's your key challenge to us?
The key challenge is to speak the truth about the life of the child, the violence of abortion, and to not shy away from it, not to be afraid. Even if you're feeling afraid, to still speak. We need people who are willing to proudly be pro-life and to share the pro-life message and grow the movement.
Lila, really looking forward to your contribution at the end of June. We know you're busy with family. You got a, 3 and 1 year old now?
That's right, yes.
So that you're a busy mum,
It's
but
very
we're going to
fun.
have you as part of our conference.
Excellent.
Looking forward
to it.
All right, there we are. And yeah, as she said, she's a mum, a 1 and a 3 year old. So we're still sort of just working on whether she's going to be here in person or whether we're going to have her by satellite live on screen. But she will be speaking to the audience, sharing her views, and we'll be able to interact with her. So that's 2 reasons, 2 great reasons. Do you need another one? Okay, one more. Third reason to come is to hear Dr. Kevin Sabet, who has worked in 3 different White House administrations, both Republican and Democrat, on drug policy. So let's meet Dr. Kevin Sabet. With me is Dr. Kevin Sabet from SAM, Smart Approaches to Marijuana. Kevin, we're really appreciative of SAM because, it was part of your research and support that helped New Zealand say no to legalizing cannabis. But are we one of the few areas in the world that have said no?
Well, actually, I would say that the narrative is that everywhere is saying yes, and that New Zealand was a outlier. I would actually argue it's the opposite. Most of Europe has said no, even though there are some discussions in Germany. But really, I mean, the UK is so far from legalizing. Yes, Canada has federally, Uruguay has federally. The US is very far from it. President Biden opposes it. All of Asia is vehemently opposed. Africa is opposed, and 95% of Europe is opposed. So even in some US states recently, we've had some pushback. We're seeing the laws in Colorado and Washington challenged now in terms of with regards to potency or the warning labels or the regulations, because there's such few regulations. And we're even seeing states reject marijuana legalization outright. We just had 4 recent rejections of US states. So I think this is still definitely a conversation that's happening around the world, but I wouldn't say it's as skewed toward the favor as we sometimes hear.
And just for the benefit of our media, our politicians, and the Yes Vote campaign, could you just confirm that you have not sent 1 cent, $1, one payment to Family First or the Say No to Dope campaign?
We have open books because we're a nonprofit in the United States. We have not received a penny, not 1 penny, whether it's in Australian dollars or US dollars, in any currency, from Family First or just Say No to Dope. We're doing this because we're a small nonprofit. We help everywhere we're asked to help. We're doing some consulting work in Australia and the state of Victoria. We're doing some work in South America right now, in Asia and Europe, in Italy. So this is our life's work and our heart's work. And whether you're in New Zealand or whether you're in New Brunswick, Canada, we think that everybody should be able to live in an atmosphere and an environment free of the commercialization of today's high potency marijuana. Okay,
and to confirm, you haven't sent us $1 either, have you?
No, and we haven't sent $1. I wish we had dollars to send, because we would, but we haven't sent. We are not able to sort of support foreign campaigns. We don't do that as policy. When we're asked to speak about a policy, we give our time, and that's what we're doing. And so I'm very honored to be able to do that.
Okay, because I've been standing at the letterbox outside our house for the last couple of months or years, waiting for this check to arrive that they told me was coming from you, and it's never arrived.
Well, and more seriously, we're funded. Yeah, well, people think we're funded by some of these nefarious industries. We're not funded by any of them either. We're funded by individuals in the U.S. who have, experienced unfortunate heartache with regards to addiction, and marijuana is always in the center of the mix. So I completely agree.
Yeah, same. Just finally, what's the message you want to bring to New Zealand at the end of June?
Well, the message is don't fall into the same trap that many of our U.S. states have fallen into based on a greedy industry's desire to make money. That's really what this move to legalize cannabis is about. And I know everywhere thinks that they could do it better. New York thought it would do it the best. Illinois thought it would do it the best. I'm sure New Zealand will take a good crack at it and try and do it more responsibly if they do pass it at any point. But I'll tell you, it's impossible to do that. Regulating marijuana, the different strains, is impossible to do. It's something that the illegal market is thriving. So I'm going to talk about the illegal market, the crime, the issues that we're having in legalized states, as well as the fact that youth are not protected at all when legalization happens.
Kevin, we look forward to welcoming you to New Zealand at the end of June to the Forum on the Family. See you then.
I'm looking forward to being there. See you then. Thanks, Bob.
Well, there we go. I've given you 3 good reasons. Walt, who's going to be talking on gender ideology, Lila Rose about how we can create a pro-life culture, and Kevin Sabet talking about the push to legalise marijuana and how we need to continue to push back, because they're not going to the other side aren't going to give up, are they? As well as that, we've got some other great speakers, as you can see there. And so the conference is on Friday, the 30th of June, but on the Thursday night, we're having our very first gala dinner And our special guest is none other than John Anderson, who was a Deputy Prime Minister in Australia under the Howard government. And he's going to be speaking on how to push back against the forces of wokeness. It's going to be an amazing event. And look, you may have time right now to register. You need to get in because last time we actually had to close off registrations. So go to forumonthefamily.nz. That's forumonthefamily.nz. I've given you 3 great reasons. There's even more reasons for you to attend. We hope to see you at the Forum on the Family, forumonthefamily.nz. Register today.